The remains of a 15-year-old boy who reportedly committed suicide has been laid to rest. The boy, identified as Quentin Isaac Smith, was under the care of foster parents James and Neil Smith. The birth mother, Maria Mutadwa, and the charity supporting Maria speaks to Christian Voice about Quentin's demise.
They took my son and my daughter in 2010. That because I cried at the home office because they lost my pram and I could not have the double pram to take both of them to the home office for signing. And because they was like 1 year and something and three, like they were so small to walk. And I cried there. I said I could not bring both of kids. And the next day they just came take my kids for forever until now. And they are coming to tell me my son is died. And they took him like for 14 years. I do not see my son. I can't, I can't, I can't tell what I'm feeling. I'm so confused. I can't believe my son is gone. My son just was looking for love. No one loved him because on suicide note he said it's like since 12 he realized he was not making the people happy. Yeah, I did everything what mother could do to bring them back when they make a plan to assess me. But I really need to have another baby to get assessment. And after that assessment, the conclusion was like the mother is the best mother. All kids must go to mother. And they just give me three, not two, not the other two. They kept those one. Why they keep them? Because first of all, I remember when they approached me, you a single mother, how are you gonna copy with the five? I say, no, 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 no. I need all my kids, please. Even if they was 10, I need. But now they came and they say, oh, but it's Samantha and Quinton, they don't want to come. How can 4-year-old and 2-year-old make a decision not wanting to come to mom? But that because the Mrs. or Smith, James Smith and Neil Smith, they do not have their own kids. And it was like if they are taking it from James Smith and Neil Smith, they was gonna stay with without any kids, and I will be having 5. And it's like we need the balance here. At least James and Neil Smith, they need to have 2, and she can have 3. But they are my kids. I don't need to share my kids with James Smith and Neil Smith. They could go find the kids somewhere else. Yeah, and then now they take my kids to not love them until we are on this point where my son is not long anymore alive. And why government allowed to give my kids to somebody who was not gonna love my kids? What went wrong here? I want them to do the full investigation since they take those kids. First of all, why they take my kids? No reason why you take my kids. Now you keep my kids for forever, and now you're bringing me this news. I want the full investigation. What happened to they take my kids? Why? I did not do nothing wrong to my kids. I'm listening. I'm not allowed to be at the funeral. They say because I don't have full parenting. They do not adopt my kids. They do not adopt. They was being paid. They are foster parent. And now from foster parent, even you don't want to give me the body of my son. That is so unfair. And that person never have time for my son. He was Las Vegas when my son was dying. Me and my family, my friends, with other siblings. Yes, we can bury my son.
Maria is one of my volunteers, and she's been an excellent volunteer. I was so devastated. I could just see Maria's happy face as we went on holidays at the Christmas party, and I could just can't believe how bad she will feel. And I'm a mother and I'm a grandmother. And at the same time, this is the third case of people in our community that have died in the last 1.5 years that I've had. It made me wonder that what's going on here to this African community? What's going on? I then had Maria's real story and my heart broke. I saw Quentin's picture, which was taken from the social media because this poor woman had no picture of her son, but only the picture of him as a baby. They took the daughter at the age of 4. At some point, they returned, I think, one of them for visitation rights. And Maria had shaven the hair of this child because the hair was kinky. And that is why they now permanently decided that Maria was unfit mother for these children. These children have had no cultural input about their culture. So I'm not surprised that the poor boy probably had identity crisis. And his mom, they are saying that his mom is bad. How can a 2-year-old or 4-year-old remember? That's what's on records. That's what the social welfare have put on record, that why they did not allow access is because of the Quentin, age 2, Samantha, age 4, have said they will never want to see their mother again. And I'm challenging that if that's the case, why did they not take the children for counseling? Whatever has happened, for them to understand that even if the mother had spanked them, she spanked them out of love. But since we now know that in Scotland the law says differently, the mother will be taught the new ways of the rules and regulations in Scotland. There was not even a chance to save him. A suicide note where there was an extract there that was alleged that he said that he'd been struggling to stay alive since he was 12. And Maria was never contacted. Why did they not change the care homes and take him out of that environment, and then, or take him to his loving mother who's been crying that she wants her children together? We want to know what happened. Was there a quarrel in the house? Why did they take him away from their own house and give him to somebody else? Why did they leave him during Christmas? If they are very busy, why didn't they call the natural mother? And why did they not take all the children to travel with them? It's holiday time. Why were the children not with them, especially Quinton, who they knew is having mental challenges since he was 12? The British Transport Police, I will say thank you to them. They've done a very good support work for Maria. And the manager of the social welfare is actually cooperating and doing a good job at the moment, but we need to do more. They've promised to have a thorough investigation into the death. We feel that Mr. Smith, James, and Mr. Neil Smith should not be allowed to go near any fostering of any children because their parental style is flawed.
Meanwhile, James and Neil Smith said, "He was our son and we loved him dearly. We've seen all the lies about us on social media, but we would prefer not to respond at this time."